anytime you've been to a baby shower, wedding reception, kids party, you have to rent a hall. It's a need-based business, been around since biblical times. Like every single time you have an event, you can't do it in your house. You have to rent a space. Almost anybody can open up what's called a venue or an event hall. You're having a facility and you're renting it out to people who want to have baby showers, wedding receptions, kids parties. You have to, what we like to call, find, fund, and fill it. You have to find the space. You got to fund it, which is one of the biggest hurdles for a lot of people, because now you got credit, you got business funding, personal funding, whatever the case may be. And then even once you get to that point, because a lot of people think you're gonna get the venue, people just gonna come out the woodworks and book it. That's cap. Yeah. Now you gotta actually fill it. You gotta actually get people who are not gonna pay you $100 for your space. We're gonna pay $1,000, $2,000, $3,000, $4,000. So,
and would you say that for all intents and purposes, when done correctly, it's kind of a faceless business? Like you don't have to
100%. We had clients in an event space. Like I can walk through, people don't even know who I am. Like I'm like, I'm just a janitor here to check. I'm just passing through, checking on my managers. So it's a great business model for those who like are looking for an alternative to real estate and don't want to wait freaking 10 years to get your money back. You want to put in tens of thousands of dollars and be able to net that back in 3 to 6 months.
Right. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Melanin Money Show. And we rarely do repeat guests. I think we kind of on one hand. You know what I'm saying? We got like Ellie, JP.
That's right.
Donnie only did one so far.
Donnie did one.
Yeah. It's rare that we repeat, right? It's kind of like going on vacation. You still so much world to see. Why would you go back to the same place? But when the streets say, hey, look, when the views and the comments say like you need to bring it back, we bring it back, right? So that's why we have none other than our brother Billionaire B.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. You had the most views on an online episode that we've had on our channel since we.
That's crazy. I didn't know that.
And what's crazy is like my son was just born. I wasn't even really on the episode. My son was just born. I remember that. Yeah, my son was just born. So it's like the only episode. That's like literally the only week in almost 3 years that I missed. But apparently it was one that I missed. So I'm glad now I actually get to interview you and be a part of it, bro. But how you living, man? How you feeling?
Man, I'm feeling absolutely amazing. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah,
it's been a journey. You know what I'm saying? Seeing y'all boys. Yeah, what y'all doing with Melanin Money? Shout out Melanin Money.
Appreciate it, brother.
If y'all ain't subscribed to the pod, make sure y'all subscribe, bro.
Appreciate it, bro.
One of the things I respect about you so much, bro. I don't know if I've told you this. I'm gonna tell you it now. Me and you started out pretty much at the same time. Well, at least we started out in the same program, right? I met you in a mastermind. Yeah, in Tulum. I think it was in Neos, or it was around that time. I can't honestly say the same people that were at that event are still on the trajectory of trying to get to the next level. 100%. But you are. So, like, one of the things I respect about you the most, you have the same drive today, if not more, than I seen you had 2 years ago.
Likewise.
Right. So, my first question to you is, what do you think that drive comes from? And why don't you think everybody has it?
Yeah, absolutely. Honestly, I genuinely love what I do. I genuinely, like, when we transitioned from the brick and mortar event-based businesses to the consulting, it just gave me an outlet and a platform to just help more people. And then at that point, it just like lit a bigger fire into me, because like now it's like, all right, cool, you can see the results in yourself, but then when you see the results in other people, it's just like, it was the catalyst for that. Yeah. So now it's just like it's a whole different mission. Like I just look at business so much different now, where it's like I'm building a $100 million company. I'm not doing coaching calls. I'm not doing this. It's like, this is the input, this is the output, this is what we're getting. So just like kind of looking at things like that is just a way bigger time horizon now.
Yeah. And what I respect about you is I could tell, there's like, I always look at like the things behind the things, right? Like, hey, you got drive. I was like, you how old are you now? 28, right? 28 years old, right? A measurable amount of focus. I remember I think it was the mastermind in Miami. We went out. And I know you weren't drinking. You don't drink, right? Yeah. So I haven't had a sip of alcohol this year myself either. I'm like locked at another level. But like, so I look at those type of things, right? I'm like, oh, okay. Like, and regardless of your reason, right? Like, obviously, you, from at least my take is that you're so focused on who you're trying to become that you don't want to have anything that's going to slow you down.
Not at all.
Right. No. And so I just respect that. So I say that to say, like, with you being, 28 years old and as ambitious and as focused as you are, I just think I just give you all the respect.
I appreciate that.
And we're just honored to have you back on the show. So now let's talk a little bit about what do you do, right? So obviously, for our OG podcast listeners, they got a chance to check out that episode. We strongly encourage that you go back and check it out. But like, if you were to describe to somebody like, hey, this is what I do and this is who we serve, could you just break it down for us real quick?
Yeah, absolutely. So for anybody who doesn't know what an event space or a venue is, anytime you've been to what camera am I looking at? This one?
Yeah, whatever. You can talk to us on the camera, whatever. It's fine.
Anytime you've been to a baby shower, wedding reception, kids party, you have to rent a hall. It's a need-based business, been around since biblical times. Like every single time you have an event, you can't do it in your house. You have to rent a space. So now 2024, it's become a lot more accessible. Like almost anybody can open up what's called a venue or an event hall. And essentially what you're doing is you're having a facility and you're renting it out to people who want to have baby showers, wedding receptions, kids parties. Now, obviously there's a lot of different steps towards doing that. You have to, what we like to call find, fund, and fill it. You have to find the space, go through the whole permutation process, locations, things like that, which can be pretty daunting. You got to fund it, which is one of the biggest hurdles for a lot of people, because now you got credit, you got business funding, personal funding, whatever the case may be. And then even once you get to that point, because a lot of people think you're going to get the venue, people just going to come out the woodworks and book it. That's cap. Yeah. Now you got to actually fill it. You got to actually get people who are not going to pay you $100 for your space. We're going to pay $1,000, $2,000, $3,000, $4,000. So we literally, what we do now in our program, Event Space Elites, we have a consulting company where we help people navigate that entire process, A through Z, holding your hand with you to basically find, fund, and fill your own event space.
Right. And would you say that for all intents and purposes, when done correctly, it's kind of a faceless business? Like you don't have to
100%
all on the internet. Like, okay, cool.
Yeah. So we fully exited this. We fully exited the brick and mortar side in 2023, and we had clients in our event space. Like I can walk through, people don't even know who I am. Like I'm like, I'm just a janitor here to check. I'm just passing through, checking on my managers.
Yeah.
So it's a great business model for those who like are looking for an alternative to real estate and don't want to wait freaking 10 years to get your money back. Yeah. You want to, you want to put in a couple tens of thousands of dollars and be able to net that back in 3 to 6 months.
Thanks so much for tuning in to another episode of the Melanin Money Show. And we have hundreds of episodes, and I know the information is amazing, but I know for some of you, the gap is implementation. Wouldn't it be nice to know that all these cool strategies you're learning on the Melanin Money Show or any other YouTube channel that you love, that you can actually have a team that can help you implement the strategies that you're learning? If so, you might want to watch this next video so that you can learn more about how the Melanin Millionaires Club and our team can help you shift from education to execution and shift from information to implementation. You can learn more by clicking the link below and watching this quick video. I can't wait to see you inside. Now let's get back to the episode.
Right.
That's your go-to.
Yeah, I was going to ask about just break-even point, right? Because what stops people from starting is looking too far down the line and saying, well, when am I going to get my money back if I make this big investment? So what do you tell people that might say, like, that sounds cool, but like, when am I actually getting my money back? When am I actually gonna start seeing money?
100%. I'll give you a perfect case study. Shout out my guy Manuel, Detroit, Michigan. He joined our program. I want to say July or August, right? Event Space was open in September. That's 2 months, right? Had his first. He made $50,000 in 3 months.
Damn. Okay.
So if you take a look at that time horizon between July and January, that's what, 6 months. To get that space up and running, he probably put in about $25,000. He doubled his investment in 4 or 5 months.
Yeah, that's lit.
Yeah. Real estate not doing that.
Yeah.
God forbid an Airbnb doing that.
Speaking of which, I what I also like is that you aren't speaking from a place of just like being polarizing, like, oh, event space is the best form of real estate. Like you've done, I'm not sure if you still have, but you have Airbnbs, or Airbnb, right? Yeah. Long-term rentals. You actually own an apartment
100%.
complex, right? So like you've done them all. So it's not like you're just like trying to get people to advocate for the one that you love. It's like, no, I've done them all, and the numbers say
100%.
Right? This is the best path from a cash flow standpoint.
100%. I mean, I know people who like jump into Airbnb, like respect to like I said, like I have them and stuff like that. I would turn back to my event space every single time, and I always look at that and I'm just like, bro, like I started with the best thing possible, because I see people jumping into Airbnb and then they're like, you made $1,000 all month. That's cute.
Yeah. That's like, a day. That's a half day on a Saturday for you.
And from a numeric standpoint, the reason why, at least in my opinion, please correct me if I'm wrong, you can have multiple rentals of your event space per day.
You can if you want, for sure.
Right. Well, in Airbnb, like that is once somebody books it for a day, it's it.
It's done.
So you can get 2 uses out of the same space in a day, where Airbnb can only get 1.
And the big thing about that, just to add on to that point, is that with Airbnb, people are paying for a stay. They're paying for essentially a hotel accommodation. That's all you're getting. With an event space, all right, cool, you could book the facility, but then now I can upsell you on events. I could upsell you on decor. I can upsell you on catering, drink, photo booth, driver.
Yeah,
moving. Hold on, wait. Okay. So like, let's
talking spicy now, right?
Let's dive into this. One of the favorite things. I'll take it back. One of the biggest misconceptions that entrepreneurs have is they hear you got to have 7 streams of income to become a millionaire.
Absolutely.
That's cap. You built one stream up. You take some money from that stream to diversify your income. Totally. Now, what I do tell people is that you can find 7 ways to make money in that first business.
Right.
And that still counts as 7 streams of income.
Absolutely. Right.
So from when it comes to the event space, I know you went over it quickly, but can you just dive into all right, the process of how many different revenue streams you can have, and how do you implement the upsells to make it make sense for the customer?
100%. One of the biggest things in business is lifetime value. 100%.
TV.
Like if you want to make a lot more money, you have to increase the amount of money that you make on one client.
Right.
Why would I take a client who's only going to pay me $500 for that Saturday when I have another client who's going to pay me $5,500 for that same Saturday?
Right.
I'm not going to do that. I've literally, in our event space, we've probably done over 4,000 events, very loosely speaking. And if I've literally turned people away, it's just you're not getting a package. That's tough. I'm sorry. Yeah. I only have one March 25th. And that's the biggest thing. With this business, you have built-in urgency. Yeah. Built-in urgency. I remember doing open house. I would literally turn my laptop around and be like, you want March 25th? That's the last Saturday I have available for the month. What do you want to do? I'm not going to give it to you if you're not buying this $3,500 package. Right. I'm sorry. So the biggest thing, just to answer your question, is just with those, yes, you can have 7 streams of income. By default, the space is not enough. Go ahead and open up event space. I dare you. One of our clients will put you out of business in 6 months. No cap. I've seen it happen. I feel so bad sometimes. Yeah. But the thing about it is just a lot of people get into this business and they don't know what the hell they're doing. 40% of venue owners go out of business in the first year. 40%. 40%. Event Space Lease has never, knock on wood, never had a client go out of business. They've either exited or their lease has expired. So with that being said, why does that happen? There's a specific system. The event space is not enough. Event space opens up, pricing and packages is going up day one. Right. This is the pricing and packages. You're going to have 3 tiers, done with you, do it yourself, or done for you. This is the pricing. This is the amenities. We have everything already built out on a 7-stage roadmap for you. All you have to do is copy and paste. At that point, once you go ahead and do that, now it's just all right, cool. What are the ads that you're running? These are the exact ads that you're running. These are the exact funnels that you're running. This is the exact geographical location. This is the exact radius that you're doing it in. So now at that point, we already know how we're going to acquire our customers. We already know what it's going to cost. We already know what we're going to sell them. And then at that point, now what you got to do, you have trouble selling that $5,500 package. We have an exact sales script for you. So you go ahead and sell that $5,500 package.
Yeah, he made me get on a sales team. Shit, can I be affiliate? Hey, look, I'm gonna be your best affiliate. Boy, put that in the show notes.
We have already had 2 clients who sold a $10,000 in one night package.
Jeez.
For a less than 4,000 square feet.
Yeah. I mean, because you gotta think about it. Let's talk about this. People pay for convenience. People are naturally lazy. The pressure of having to have a baby shower is enough on the guy's mind
100%.
For him to be like, I don't want to think about things I don't need to think about. So if I was coming to your event space, spend $1,000 for event space, but you tell me, this cute, you can spend $1,000 for this day, or I can give you the venue, I can decorate it for you, I can have somebody pick you up from the airport, I can give you wipe the crown chair, you don't gotta look about that, I can find a DJ for you, I can do all this, just pay me $7,000. I'm in a position of I don't have time. I have most likely money than I have mental capacity.
100%.
And I only get one. And speaking of urgency, my wife only gets 1 baby shower per kid.
Right.
So
can't mess this up.
So I think I love the model, but I also love the mindset that the customer is in. If I'm looking at an Airbnb, I'm just looking for somewhere to sleep.
Yep.
This event is something that is
going to be other people too. It has to be an experience.
A representation of me.
It has to be a vibe.
100%.
Yeah.
No, that's like you said, with especially with dudes, like a baby shower, I'll take a baby shower every single day, twice on Tuesdays. Yeah. I already know what you want. You're gonna come in 3 to 11. You're gonna probably spend $4,500 to $5,500. The mom wants to leave at 11 o'clock because her feet hurt. Dad want to go home because he want to put all the packages in the U-Haul and take it home. I know exactly what you want, and I'm gonna sell it to you.
What you want to buy? What you want to buy? It depends. What you want to? What are you selling? It depends what you want to buy. You know what I'm saying?
I love that. That's lit.
Okay. So my next question is this. So what separates, outside of some stuff we talked about, what separates your best client, the good clients, from your greatest clients? Is it location? Is it area? Do you have to live in a specific city to have an event space, or can you do this?
Speed to execution.
Okay.
100%. Speed to execution. We have probably over 300 clients right now for event space elites, right? The location, I understand real estate is location. Location means absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
Absolutely nothing. Because think about it like this, right? When you get an Airbnb, obviously certain location matters because it's just like, all right, I want to be close to the airport, or my mom lives in this town, whatever the case may be. For an event space, you're there for one night. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I would rather drive 40 minutes to an hour to get the right spot that gives me everything I want. I only have to do it one night. It doesn't matter to me. As opposed to 10 minutes away and I get this rinky dink thing, then I got to go and have the decorator bring this over. Like, nah. Like, I'd rather pay and travel the extra. So location really does not matter. On average, when our clients come in, we're going out 45 minutes of their zip code. It doesn't matter to us. But the biggest thing that makes our most successful clients from our least successful clients is literally speed to execution. We told them how high to jump. We told them when to jump, and they fucking did it. They didn't question it. They didn't try to go back to us like, oh, well, if I do this, should I? Oh, you want me to do? Copy. Our fastest record right now for putting somebody signed keys in event space is 23 days. From the time they join the program to the time they're in an event space, keys in hand, 23 days. You know how many people DM me talking about it took them 6 years to find an event space? Interesting.
He's still as funny as I remember.
No, absolutely. And those are facts because, like, you know, ignorance is not bliss. Ignorance is expensive.
Very.
That's a bar.
You want, I could take that to a step further. On average, if you take two people, one who sells an event space without event space leads and one who doesn't, on average, we save our clients $25,000 to $75,000 in a year. And I'll tell you why. One, the funding that we secure for them is typically 0% to low interest. They're not using their own money. So they can take their own money that's parked in their bank account and do whatever else they want to do. Opportunity cost. Two, on negotiation on rent, we have a calculator that will literally take certain questions about an event space and compute an offer for that space. So say, for example, I wanted to look at this typical location. They want $25 a square foot. We have an offer calculator that would literally tell you in 30 seconds how much that property is worth to you. We have a client in Houston. She saved $25,000 in a year off rent. $2,400 a month. 2,400 times 12.
Yeah.
Quick maths.
30,000.
They're about $30,000 in a year off that event space lease. Mind you, we have Tom, Dick, and Harry who wants to do it themselves, and they're gonna go overspend, and they're gonna be in business in 6 months because they can't justify that rent price past month 6.
And probably, I don't know if you've taught this or not, but if you haven't, hopefully it makes you some more money. What your clients most your clients rent and don't buy, right?
Correct.
Okay. So obviously, all the money they pay for the lease is tax deductible. But if they were to buy the space, let's say they want to buy the space, they would be able to write off 30% of the cost of the space.
Right.
So if you had a client that bought a $1 million event space because they knew they wanted to have it for the long term, they would save $300,000 that year in taxes just for buying the property. 100%. Not to mention the money they're going to make from that property all 100%. Year. So for anybody in your program that if you're getting high net worth people in your program, you can tell them like, hey, we can rent this space. If you buy it, it's going to save you X amount of dollars in taxes on top of all the money you're going to make
100%
from renting it out. So
100%. Speaking of high net worth clients, actually, we have some crazy coming out where literally people we'll be able to put people in spaces in less than 30 days. Coming very, very soon.
Complete done for you, just like
complete done for you. Yeah. Like literally business in a box. So what we've been able to do is just systemize the process to the point where those same friendly event space owners who made the unjustifiable decision to not go into event space elites and they're out on their lease and they're out on their ass, whatever the case may be. We're actually going to rebrand those same venues, box them up, put in all our systems so it actually functions as a profitable event space, and then hand them over to our clients.
Okay, so let's pivot this conversation.
Yeah, keep us posted on that. That's some people in our community who might want. Hell, I might want one of them.
Yeah,
can I get one of these?
So what I'm noticing about you, bro, is you know your numbers to a T.
I have to.
Yeah, like you're able to reel off the most successful client, the fastest, the average amount of time y'all put people into spaces, and I think that's so mandatory for people who are trying to get from 7 to 8 to 9 figures, right? So my first question to you is just about your overall business entrepreneurship. When was the moment that you had where you said, hey, like a 7-figure business is cool, an 8-figure business is cute, but I want the 9? What shifted in you to shift that goal from 7 figures to like now I want more, like now I want 9 figures? Like what was the major shift for you there?
Honestly, it was 2 things, and I feel like my answer is going to be very, very cliche, but I was just like, internally, I just knew I could. Like I know it sounds super, super cliche, but it's just, why settle?
Right.
Why settle? Like, honestly, like look at inflation. I'm from New York. Like, I walk outside, I'm spending $250.
Yeah.
$100,000 will live you in poverty.
Yeah.
Right.
Poverty.
Right.
So a 7-figure business 10 years ago is not a 7-figure business now.
Facts.
A 7-figure business, you made $1 million. All right, cool. You probably took home what, half of that? If
Right.
If
And
you're
that's-
really
that's
on point.
expenses,
Right.
And that's not even
That's not even taxes.
Yeah.
That's not, we not even, period, point blank, period, right?
Yeah.
So then it's just like, all right, cool. So now we talking an 8-figure business, right? You got payroll and this, that, and the third, whatnot. 9-figure business, you shaking the room. That's power.
Right.
That's power. Like you're really moving and shaking. You have say in the you have motion.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? And then the external thing for me is I'm looking at the event industry and I'm just like, you know, it's so cool because we, like you said, we from the same mastermind. Like I remember at a certain point, like $100K a month was like the big thing, right? Like everyone,
I remember showing the computer like, you did bro.
you made $100K a month.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like $100K a month is a cool thing. And then it's like, you, all right, cool, been there, done that. You make the $100K in a month and just like 250, 300, 500 million, whatever the case may be, cool. But it's just like, there's really some people doing like $100 million in a year, bro.
Right.
My age.
Yeah. Crazy.
So it's just like, what is this person doing that I'm not, bro? What is he doing, bro?
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? And I'm just like, bro, I had to do the research. I'm just like, all right, cool. Everybody always wants to say they market saturated. That's what I want everybody to do. This is what I want everybody to do, right? Go ahead and Google your industry size. So taxes, industry size in a US. Financial literacy, industry size. Plumbing, industry size. 9 times out of 10, that number will blow your fucking mind, bro.
Yeah.
The event industry in America alone is 96 billion. In the world, it's about $450 billion. I don't have $1 billion.
All I want is a piece.
Yeah,
I
just
like I was 100 mil.
So when you look at numbers like that, it's just really like, bro, I'm not even scratching the surface. And then that's when your mind starts like, okay, how do I get a piece of that? Let's just take the 96 billion in America. Fuck the rest of the world. Let's just take the 96 billion in America, bro. You doing 100K a month. All right.
Yeah.
That's cute.
That's interesting. You know what I'm saying? And then your mind just starts wondering, it's like 10x is greater than 2x. It's like, what, like, how can I do it better?
Right.
Who am I not selling something to or selling something for? You know what I'm saying? It's like, all right, cool. I might be selling taxes to freaking Mary who has 3 kids and I'm helping her get her $2,500 for Samuel.
Right.
But then there's somebody who's doing $1 million a year and they need to save some on taxes too. There's people doing $10 million a year. They need to save on taxes. There's people doing 100.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's how I started looking. I'm just like, bro, like who are the people? And that's when we came up with the done for you offer. Cause I'm just like, bro, like there's really people out here who don't want to do shit.
Right.
They're just like, yo, bro, just give me the keys. Here's my money.
Right.
Say that. I got you. And then your mind starts wondering like, how do I get here?
Yeah.
How do I get here? You're a roofing company. It's like, how do I get $100 million clients? Well, who has $100 million and who needs roofing? What do you have to sell them? And then take that offer and make it stupid. Take that offer, make it so good they feel stupid saying no. Yo, I'm gonna give you an event space in 30 days. If it don't get all your money back in 6 months, I'll take it off your hands and give you the money back and $3,000 for wasting your time. I'm sorry.
Talk spicy.
I can do that.
But the only reason why you can do that, back to his point, is because you know your numbers, you know this business inside and out, and so you know what you're doing, right? A lot of people are trying to package up and repackage information to sell it. No real strategy, no real promise that people are going to get results, but you have conviction
100%.
and belief because you've seen it happen over and over again, not only just for yourself, but for the people that you've helped do it, so you know it's possible.
100%. I did this for 5 years, brick and mortar. Like I have people who join our program now and they're just like, yo, I'm not gonna lie. Like it's so funny. I onboarded this lady the other day. She's just like, I'm not gonna lie. I remember when your business almost went out of business in COVID. And like I counted you out. Like I looked at it and I unfollowed you because I thought you was gonna fall. I didn't want to see the
Thought
destruction.
you was gonna pivot and start doing the So I'm selling XYZ, man, but like
And then she's like, now I see you now with your company and like your ads and like everything's all put together. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm a fan now. And I'm like, I looked at it and I was just like, it's so funny because just like a lot of times these are the comments that you see on Instagram. It's interesting and it's very, very refreshing when you see it in person.
Yeah.
But
And I think what separates us in today's world is that number one, all three of us in this room have experience doing the thing that we're actually teaching. Right. I remember you was looking at, was talking about your business. You was like, this is how much I make from my brick and mortar. This is how much I make from my coaching.
100%.
So you was able to like have them side by side. And I think what gives us all confidence is that like we've actually had the receipts. And if this coaching thing goes away, like we can actually go help somebody because we have the experience of going to help people. So when people say like, I suffer from imposter syndrome, the answer that most people don't want to give them is like, okay, well, stop being an imposter.
Oof. In the chest.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, like,
right.
like if you go and sit in front of a crowd of 3,000 people, you say, I have a beard. You don't feel like you're an imposter saying that because it's facts. But the reason you feel like you're an imposter when you're on stages or teaching a class, the reason you might feel like that imposter syndrome is because you know that you don't have the receipts to be given the advice that you're given in the first place. Mm-hmm. So I think that what separates all of us in this room is that we have the receipts, we have the knowledge, we have the expertise, and now we're only giving it to people that we know we can help, and that's why we're able to guarantee these results.
I think another component of the imposter syndrome, though, I wouldn't say like I disagree, but I think just the other side of the coin is just kind of like some people I feel like get imposter syndrome because they don't realize how good they actually are. Mm-hmm. So it's just another way to look at it. Because I know some people who like they get imposter syndrome or they don't teach what they do, but like it's kind of like your aunt who doesn't open up a restaurant, but she make the best freaking catfish you ever done seen. Mm-hmm. Right, you know what I'm saying? That's a form of imposter syndrome. She doesn't think in her mind that it's as good as what it really is. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, there's also the antidote to that. Mm-hmm. Get better.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Get better. So it kind of boils down to the same thing because there are people who are flexing shit that they don't got or talking about things that they're not good at. Get better. And then there's the people who are actually good. Get better if you don't think you're that good.
Yeah. Right. Or get so good that it's impossible to not feel like you're the best, right? Because, for example, if you give out that catfish and people beating down your door, like, no, you got to make this, you got to sell it. That means you got so good or you have a product that's so fire, people are literally forcing you into creating it, right? They're not just your cousins eating it on Thanksgiving or whatever the case may be. So no, that's real. That's real.
Yeah. So let me ask you this. What do you think is going to be some things that you have to implement to get to that 9-figure goal? Like, what do you think? Like, is it, I need to become a better leader, I need better team members, I got to perfect the product? Because as we're all inspiring for that 9-figure number, right. And I was like, always see like from other entrepreneurs that want to get there as well, what do they think the biggest focus they need to implement into their business to actually get there?
I think for us particularly, it's product development, because that's always been the cornerstone of what's made our business so profitable. Just like the product was very, very good. But the problem on the other side of the coin was that we did not have a product for everybody. Imagine you go to Walmart and they only got one type of bread. Cinnamon raisin.
Yeah.
You don't like cinnamon raisin.
You're allergic to cinnamon. You're
allergic to cinnamon. You out of here. Yeah. So for a very long time, our company was very, very niche and only appealed to one type of person. That's what's kind of kept us stagnant for very, very long. So as a result, by virtue of scaling, we got to a certain bottleneck where it's just like, we have to have something for people who just not ready yet.
Right.
That's why now in Event Space Leads, we'll repair your credit for free.
Yeah.
We got programs for free. Yeah. We got we got like, oh, you not here, you over here. Oh, you want to be over here? We got this. Because we had to. Anybody like who's kind of coming up on the cusp, I highly recommend you read the book Ready, Fire, Aim by Michael Masterson. And one of the things he talks about to get to the 1 million to 10 million is you have to have multiple offers and multiple products. Again, imagine Walmart only had one type of bread. Now it's like, all right, what you want? I got rye, I got Italian, I got cinnamon raisin, you know what I'm saying? I got wheat, I got whole wheat, you know what I'm saying? I got vegan, you know what I'm saying? So that was for us to get to the next level, which is what we're so heavily focused on now, is just having an amazing product for people in all parts of the journey. Because not everybody's going to be ready for Event Space Elites. Not everybody's going to be ready for even Scale Your Venue, which is our B2B offer. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? We got to help the people who are over here become that.
Right.
And that, like, once we turned that on, that brought a lot more, that increased, I would say that brought in probably like another 15% in March alone. Just like having something like, hey, look, listen, if you're not here just yet, like, all right, let me hold your hand to get to this point. You know what I'm saying? So that you can finally run on your own. You know what I'm saying?
So that's a good point. Let's kind of break down real quick. What are the offers? Like, how can you be, so that way if someone's listening to this right now and they're like, I like what he's talking about. I want to get in this game, get in this space, pun intended. Like, how can you help them?
Yeah, 100%. So our core offer is events-based elites.
Okay.
That's, you do need a minimum credit score of a 680 and obviously cash to invest. That's where you can dive right into the program. We can get you onboarded. We can start sending you spaces in as quick as 72 hours.
Okay. So you literally send them spaces.
100%.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, we have
that 17 city tour was probably to find new spaces to give to your.
Yeah, so we recently in February we did a 17 city tour where we basically just came because we had found about 17. We had put 17 clients in spaces in the previous like quarter. So we had literally just gone out and saw all their spaces.
Dope.
In like 1 week. It was very tiring. But I loved it though. Shout out ESC, man. Shout out ESC to the moon. You know what I'm talking about. But yeah, so like literally events basically it's our core offer. We'll start sending you spaces literally the next day within 72 hours. Give you a full credit stack and assessment in like the next day we'll shows you all the banks. We give you a full analysis of your credit report and then we can get you in. We can literally have your first 5 bookings in 90 days from the time of being onboarded. That's our core offer. Now we have our previous of that. Now we have our events basically credit repair offer where it's just like if you don't have a 680 credit score, but you do commit to joining the program, we'll repair your credit for free. 100%
to get them ready to
get you to that 680 so you can get funding so you can get into the program. And now our newer offer is our events-based leads premier. That's for our more high net worth clients where you kind of want to skip through all the bullshit. You don't want to do all this. You just want to like, yo, here's the money. Give me the keys when it's ready.
Dope.
We'll get you an event space in 30 days.
Dope.
All the systems, CRM will be put into place.
Yeah.
You can probably see your first booking within 7 days.
That's lit.
100%. I've seen it happen. And then we have Scale Your Venue. That's our B2B offer. So for those who already have an existing venue, but they're just struggling to grow, put the marketing, tech stack, automation, we have our Scale Your Venue, which will literally put the systems and whatnot to scale your venue. And then our newest offer is Scale Your Venue Lead Accelerator, where if you are struggling to get more leads, you already have all the systems and whatnot put in pack. We have a full ad agency that will put in all the tech stack and everything like that to get your business the leads that it needs so you can grow.
Dope. Man, wait, bro, you brought the fire and the flames and the sauce like we expected, but well, actually, again, I'm not sure y'all asked him. I hope y'all asked him in the last episode.
Yeah,
but,
we'll ask him again.
But because now he got a few more behind. A few more behind him.
A few more behind him. Yeah.
So we always ask our guests. Obviously, like our goal as with Melanin Money is to help 100,000 people of color achieve their first 1 million in net worth. Right. So what we like to ask our guests is, what does being a Melanin millionaire mean to you?
Absolutely. I think the number one thing about being I'll tell you all a story real quick, right? I'll tell you a story. When I was in high school, my parents come from a third world country. My mom came to this country with like $100 in her pocket. Like we really didn't have a lot of money. But the great thing about, I think some greatest part about being poor is ignorance, because you don't always know that you're poor.
Yeah.
Right. Until somebody shows you. Until somebody shows you.
Yeah.
So I remember literally transferring to high schools and I was like 14, 15, and I'm just like seeing these kids with Jordans and sneakers, this, that, and the third, whatever the case may be. But I saw this one kid, he was like African. Yeah. Like barely spoke a lick of English, started selling candy in school.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, this kid, like probably his shoes was falling together and stuff like that. Literally next year, this dude is up. Yeah. This dude got chains and stuff like that. And his name was Mustafa. And I'm just like, bro, where you get all this? He just like, man, I just been selling this candy. First black kid that like I can touch and feel and look at, and just like kind of brought himself from here to here. And I'm just like, that just set it off for me. I start selling candy. I start selling cars. I start selling everything. And eventually, like the next year, like I got my Adidas jacket. I'm getting all the new Jordans and everything like that, because like my family didn't have the money to support that. Right. So just being able to inspire other people, because a lot of times we look at other people and it's just like, oh, that's not for us. That's for they. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of times people just got to see somebody that looks like them do it. How many times do you see somebody run a mile in 4 minutes, swim across an ocean? So I'm like, oh, black people don't swim, black people. Yeah. What you mean? What you mean? So I think it's really just setting the stage for the next generation to just know like what is really possible. Like now we got like black doctors, we got black engineers, we got black like people in the Olympics, we got black entrepreneurs. Like nowadays, I'm not even gonna lie, respectfully, I'm not really even looking up to celebrities like that. You know how many of us are lit? You know how many basketball players, freaking celebrities are in RDMs? Like, yo, how I get up with you?
Right.
Yeah.
What you mean?
We can check their salary on the internet, and we know.
We know. You know what I'm saying? Hey, bro, when that NBA contract ain't renewed, I know what time it is. You feel me? So it's just like I think what really becoming a Melanin millionaire is just showing people different options. Like, you ain't got to play basketball, you ain't got to rap or nothing. I don't do none of that. I suck at basketball and I cannot sing or rap, bro. But I can literally turn over some spreadsheets, get somebody popping in an event space. You feel me? So I think it's really just showing people that there's options.
Love that. Love that. Hey, man, we appreciate you coming on the show.
Yeah.
Safe travels. And let us know when that premiere drops. You know what I'm saying?
I was ready. I was ready.
Oh,
it's
always
ready.
be closing.
I was ready. You know what I'm saying? We got ads running today already.
Oh, that's lit.
Of course.
That's lit.
Of course.
Awesome. Well, appreciate you, bro.
Yes,
Yo,
sir.
I
Till
appreciate
next
y'all,
time,
man. Make sure y'all subscribe to the podcast.
You already know.
You already know the
If
vibe.
y'all not subscribed to Melanin Money, I guess
They don't like money. They must hate money.
you hate money, bro.
Hate money, just say that.
If you hate money, just say that for real, dog. Let's go.
Let's get it.
Billionaire B, my guy. Appreciate you, bro.